Hello, my darling Cocoa Puffs. It's your girlfriend, Coco Peru. Oh, look at me. I can't even hold up the camera. I'm so tired. Um, like I said, it's Coco Peru coming to you from my kitchen again here in Van Nuys, California. I just woke up from my siesta and had a little cup of coffee. And I'm realizing, as much as I normally don't take siestas except when I'm in Spain during the summer, and I'm talking siestas where I'll sleep for like a good solid 2 hours in the afternoon. Um, I find with what's going on right now, I'm having to take those siestas here, and I'm at a point where I'm not even going to feel guilty about it anymore. I'm giving over to it and saying, girl, you got to do what you got to do. Anyway, I'm trying to be consistent on appreciating the little things in life that are the big things. And so today I have several things I thought I would bring out. Now I want to explain to you that explained. The hell am I to explain? I want to tell you. I don't need to explain. I want to tell you that when I met Raphael in 1995, unfortunately, my father had already passed that January. We met in July. So that's always been one of my big regrets because I know my father would have loved Raphael. But I was fortunate that I got to meet both of his parents. Unfortunately, when I met his mom, she was already in the late stages of Alzheimer's. But I still feel grateful that I got to meet her name was Josefina, and she was from the Canary Islands. Here she is when she was young. Oh, there's a reflection of me. But look, isn't she gorgeous? That's Josefina. And when she like, did I say she was from the Canary Islands? Anyway, let's move this now. From the Canary Islands. She went to Madrid to school. She had gotten a scholarship. She was an artist. And that's where she met Raphael's father, Efren. And they fell in love and got married and moved to the north of Spain, where Raphael's father is from. And together they had 6 kids, one girl and 5 boys. Oh, I don't know how she did it. And back then, imagine cooking for all those kids, and there was no frozen foods back then in Spain, no canned foods. Everything was fresh. You want mayonnaise? You made the mayonnaise. Feeding 6 kids. I don't know. Oh, but she did it. She did it, and she loved it. It was her life. She gave up art to raise those kids, and I admire her so much, but I could never do it. No way. In fact, one of my favorite stories is Raphael had a teacher that always encouraged her students not to have children because she had them. And she would look at her students and say about children, no compensa, no compensa, which basically means there's no compensation. There is no compensation. Anyway, Josefina had her 6 kids and she loved them. And well, when I went over there, I felt badly because she was in such bad shape. But one day, she couldn't communicate. It was like having an infant, just sitting there in a chair. It was so sad. But one day, after lunch, everyone took their siesta, and I ended up sleeping in a chair in the living room, and his mom fell asleep in her chair, and I woke up and I was just looking at her sleeping there, and all of a sudden she woke up and she looked over at me, and her eyes were very clear, and she smiled at me and she said, Hola. And then as quickly as it came on, she disappeared again into the Alzheimer's. Her eyes just clouded over and she was gone. But I'll tell you, I was so grateful to have that moment. Now, that was the first time I met her, the first time I was in her home. And I'm nosy. So I went around the house looking at all the tchotchkes. And here, let me show you this one. This was Raphael's mother collected teapots, and this was one of them. Now, after Raphael's father died, all of the kids, they took they separated between the six of them what was, worth value monetarily, but the rest of it was going to go in the garbage. I'm talking tons of stuff, kids. And I said, you can't throw these things in the garbage. Have a yard sale. But you said they had never heard from a yard sale. Even Raphael, when I first met him, he didn't know about yard sales. When we were leaving New York, I took a blanket down in Manhattan onto the street with all of my crap to sell it. And he was so embarrassed. He came downstairs looking at me. He said, I'm so embarrassed for you. You look ridiculous out here. I said, well, you know what? I just made $84 in 45 minutes. Well, the next thing you know, who's next to me with his blanket and junk? Raphael, selling his crap. And ever since then, he's a big fan of the yard sale. However, in Spain, they never heard of such a thing. In fact, they kind of looked down on it. So a lot of his mom's things were going to go in the garbage. And so I said, no, I will take a lot of them. And every year, Rav and I would bring our little carry-on suitcases and bring things back to us. We had put some of it, we put it all in storage. And this was one of them. And Rafa said, it's not worth a dime. This is a piece of junk, this teapot. I said, oh, no. No, it might be junk, but this is fabulous junk. And this is one of the teapots I took. And that's what I loved. Rafa, Josefina collected teapots. Come on. Oh, my mother-in-law collected teapots. And then look at this little birdie. They were going to throw that bird away. It's numbered from the USSR. They were going to throw it away. I said, no, I'll take the birdie. I'll take the birdie. I can't tell you how happy this birdie makes me. And then there was an entire china set. Look how gorgeous that is. I'm talking 16 plates, teapot, the whole kit and caboodle was going to go in the garbage. I said, can't go in the garbage. And Rafa happened to love this set. So every year we would bring like several plates back and a teapot. I'm talking gravy bowl. We took it all. But I have so much stuff around the house. And then this perhaps is one of my favorites. Again, Raphael said it was a piece of junk. But it just is so fabulous. And I just cleaned it today, especially for all of you. Oh, I see my reflection. That is frightening. But you gotta check this out. Look at this. These things turn around. Oh my! Would you like magic? And Raphael and his siblings used to play with this. And because back then video games, no one knew. From what? We didn't know. You sit there and play with this flower. Isn't that fabulous? It's so 60s, 70s. I absolutely adore it. So anyway, these are just some of the things that I took from Spain, and they remind me of beautiful Josefina here, and they remind me to enjoy the little things in life because these are the big things. And each of these little things remind me of Josefina. In that day, she couldn't, and I was going to say she couldn't give me much because of the Alzheimer's, but she gave me that hello. And I tell you, that little moment, I'm so grateful for that one moment with her where she was clear and she looked at me. Anyway, that's my little thought for the day. I hope you're all surviving this. And I hope you're looking around in your own lives and appreciating the little things. All right, my darlings, I love you. Let me just show you my flower one more time. Look at that. Come on, the birdie. Fabulous. All right, sweeties. Bye now. And if you need to, take a siesta. Now's the time.